What's happening? What's up? What's up? What it do? Yeah, I just seen that Al Prophet John Wild. What's up, y'all? What it do? Salute from Chicago. Free Larry King Hoover. Free the chairman. G man, what's up? The Grizzlies came out so they can win one. Y'all was already hip to that? I ain't know. So everybody knew that but me. What he do? They say he told on a drive-by shooting. At 17. But I used to always wonder why he used to make comparisons. He used to say, I don't know why everybody think it's so bad that if a guy could rob and steal and kill and sell dope, why wouldn't he tell? What's so different about it? And I used to wonder why you make that analogy. Now that this type of stuff is surfaced, I kind of understand it. But I used to like Al, so I'm not going to just sit here and just bash him like I usually would do. But I can't say that I'm surprised because I don't really know him. He said, G man, he told on somebody. Yeah, hold on. I might can look at my messages through my iPad while I'm on here, man. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. I've read it, but you gotta go. The story, who got the story for real is 504 Street Stories Unplugged. But I seen the information. And it is what it is for real, for real. Like, I don't even be surprised by some of this stuff no more. What's this right here? I got the paperwork. It say Journal, City of Detroit, State of Michigan. Warrant signed, yeah. It say filing away 12-day rule. What is it? What'd you say? Yo. Al, all bad. What about, you said, have I heard of Teflon Sean? What about him? Shit, the playoffs still on. Why would I go to bed right now? But I was a little surprised at that. I even got the newspaper jump. It say hearings, this jump kind of blurry. Hearings begin in drive-by shooting. It's crazy, man. I'm not even gonna make no big deal of it. Everybody else seem to already know about it, man. American dope, man, huh? American dope. Who would have ever thought that? Then the dude told me you can't even use the word snitch or rat in his comments. That's true? He said he was friends with Wayne Perry, did a 20 piece. Why you keep asking me about that? I don't know what the question is. What do I do? Are you tripping? I don't like you. I don't like you either then. I said yes. You said, have you heard about Sean Branch? I said, what about him? What's your point? What are you getting at? You're not even spelling the name right, but I get it. What's your point? What it do? What it do? That's what it say. You gotta go check that story out on 504 Street Stories Unplugged. I'm not even saying it like I was surprised. I just feel like everybody knew it but me. Like I done interviews with him. If I would have knew that, I would have just left it alone. Oh, somebody said I didn't know either, so I'm not the only person that didn't know. But everybody know now, right? I seen a post on his page because I look at it. I follow the Al Prophet content. Like I said, I was cordial with him. But I seen a joint on it talk about I was the first one to sit down with dangerous people like Nate Boone Craft. Nate Boone Craft a big old rat. He a killer rat. Where your girl at? You asking me about my girl? Where your girl at? Bro, I don't understand your point. I'm matter of fact, I know what to do with that shit right there. I'ma just ignore that shit. That's how I'ma deal with that. I don't got nothing to do with that. That ain't my content. That's what I'ma start saying. That ain't my content. Not only is it not my content, it ain't even my business. Ooh, hit one. Not only is it not my content, it ain't even my business. Whatever my content is, it ain't got nothing to do with talking about what somebody else talking about. It's about what I'm talking about. What I choose to cover. I'm not covering something that somebody else is talking about. It's what I'm talking about. The day I did the video on Larry Hoover, did any of y'all watch the video about Larry Hoover? There you go. Saying some things that don't make sense. But for those people that into things that do make sense, I got a lot of requests asking what was up with Larry Hoover's situation. And for people who keep up with some content like that, I did a video about what I saw when I looked it up today. They had a strong motion in there about his constitutional rights. You know what constitutional rights are? Do you even care what constitutional rights are? Yeah, I was wondering what he meant by humble yourself. What's up with Hoover? Hoover had a compassionate release hearing under that First Step Act, and the government tried to attribute murders, third party, to him. Every murder that the GDs ever committed, allegedly, to him. And the judge asked the defense to respond to that bullshit. Now, the information that they used to attribute these murders to Larry Hoover came out of a indictment that's not even charging him with an offense. It just mentions his name as a leader. They playing dirty games, man. Then the man case has been administratively closed since like 2008. There's still sealed filings in his case that he can't even get access to. And the man been in jail 50 plus years altogether. Maybe 30 in ADX. If he said what they reported, he said in the draft interview, he a damn fool. Hold on. KD, what was said in the draft interview? I ain't read all of it today. I just read the last one. Constitutional rights must not apply to Hoover. Well, if y'all know the history of how Hoover caught that case, one of the determining factors was people wore the wire ID, some of them unknowingly, and it was recorded. I don't know how they got away with that. I need to go back and read that. I know it was a lot of litigation filed on it, but that was crazy. Oh, shout out to my man Lamar. He said, just finished watching it, solid video. Yeah, I tried to go a different route. My mind was on some law today, so when I opened the computer, that's what I had been reading last night. So I said, I'm going to do this before I even get lazy. Informative, too, because I didn't know that was wondering what was up with his situation. Yeah, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go all the way back to the government's opposition. I'm going to explain to y'all how they try to put countless murders on him. They saying he responsible for any listen, first and foremost, tell me if y'all agree with this. If a person get locked up, although we know people can still have influence after a person get locked up, but once a person get locked up and convicted and sent to ADX and they monitor your mail and your phone calls, do you think that it's even thinking like them, it's legally fair to say Eon started a gang called the Uptown Steppers? And then Eon got convicted and go get life and they sent Eon to ADX. And the Uptown Steppers continue to grow and morph into something that I didn't create. Am I supposed to still be responsible for everything they do when you clearly see that I'm not in control? Because that's basically what they doing with Slim. Somebody said, yeah, you the founder. That's the way the government pushing it, but you saying forever? I'm gone to jail. I'm still responsible. I'm not telling nobody to do that. He's still responsible. He responsible forever. As long as he's living, he's responsible. He said, yeah, you the founder. I'm trying to hit U Street tomorrow. Where should I go? I don't hang out down U Street, I ain't sure. They blame Pistol Pete and King Tone the same way. I mean, they may have done it with sentencing and trial, but near one of them is found no compassionate release at the time that I know of. I can look it up, but I ain't sure. But they not holding that against them for no compassionate release. I can tell you that much as a fact. Definitely should have been illegal, them bugging the visitor badges. What about them visitors badges though, y'all? Like, man, I'm not gonna do that with y'all. For those that know about it, they know about it. For those who don't know about it, when they went in, they had their IDs, and then the IDs was bugged. Bro, that's a clear violation. They still gave the man life sentences with an S. He said, how powerful is the GDs and the feds? I think it depends on where you at. It's not a whole lot of them. They not all over the place. And then you got GD, I hope I'm correct by saying sets. You got GDs. Like I met GDs out of Tennessee and Georgia that didn't know a dude from Chicago. I met a dude, matter of fact, I never forget his name. His name was D. He had came from ADX. Back in the day, if you got released from ADX, you had to go to somewhere like Lee County or Big Sandy. A lot of dudes went to Lee County. But I met a dude named D out of Indiana, I believe Slim was from. Him and his brother had a big case. I believe the name was D something Williams. We had the same last name. And he didn't even mingle with GDs that weren't from Indiana or Chicago. I didn't fully understand what they had going on. But the GDs already had a car where I was at, and the guys that was running that GD car, and I ain't on no joke time neither. The guys that was running that GD car was from North Carolina and Tennessee. The two at the time when I was there, I'm talking like 2005. For anybody, this don't mean forever. This just mean that this one time on this one compound. But the top GDs on the compound at that one point in time one was from North Carolina, and one was from Georgia somewhere. Then the Midwest guys started coming, and they had a little issue, and then I want to say a guy came there that was saying he was Larry Hoover's son or nephew or something. And I'm from DC. We don't do that gang culture heavy here. So I didn't even care about it. Then I learned about it because you keep dealing with them. In the process of you getting money in the feds or you doing, let's say, doing business. Because when you say, for me, if you say you getting money, you getting real money. I mean big boy money. But I wasn't getting no big boy money, but I was doing business in the feds. So you're going to do business with the Latin Kings. Let me talk about me. I did business with the Latin Kings. I did business with GDs. I did business with dirty white boys. I did business with them Puerto Rico Nietas. I did a lot of business with the Paisa, however you say it, Paisa. They was cool. Man, I did business with MS-13. Like, I had tobacco. Tobacco, bruh. You got tobacco, you can do whatever you want in the joint. And then when I was in jail, them strips wasn't really the thing, so I wasn't really on that. But tobacco, you had tobacco, you can make a fortune. And in the process of that, I did business with people other than DC guys and Muslim guys. I did business with dudes from all over the whole system in whatever joint I was in, so you're gonna meet different dudes. You said, did I know any of the guys in Lawton? I believe you asking me personally, yeah. I mean, some of the guys at Lawton, I don't even call them guys, I call them COs. But some of the COs from down Lawton was from different neighborhoods in DC. They knew my father, they knew my mother. We not saying it's fair. That's how they play. That's true. Yeah, you right. He should only get charged with a crime you committed, not the crimes that happen after your sentencing. All right, all right. I'm late on the comment, but somebody said, okay, Kill, you right. He should only get charged with a crime you committed, not the crimes that happen after your sentencing. I believe that's fair according to the rules over here in this country. I ain't talking about my rules, Islamic rules, hood rules, according to their rules. I mean, if you watch my video and you really care about the law, I highlight a law that's mentioned in the case where they said that without credible, confidential information, credible being the key word, that without it, a person shouldn't be punished. Man, they came, OKC, they came all the way back, bro. They might win this game. Anyway, credible, confidential information or anything similar to it, you can't be punished in jail, shouldn't be sanctioned, or you should not be deprived of relief from a sentence. The Commanders kicking ass in the draft. What it look like? I'm watching this game still. I catch up on it on the news on the late night. That's where I watched it at. I'm never surprised at all. I've seen some of the most notorious dudes from my city tell. Telling the everyday thing now, bruh. Block Davis. I don't know what's going on with that, but all right. He changed the name to Growth and Development, and they still label him a gangster disciple. Now, I can understand that part gonna follow him because his case is that case. You feel me? Bruh, this dude is going off. Anyway, he about to tie the game. Yeah, he showed the whole layout on it. Newspaper clippings and all. You must be talking about 504. Shout out to my man 504. I watched it. I saw it. I'm not even here to troll or play about it. But it is news. Like, we cover this type of stuff. Will we get an episode on DC and Alcatraz days pre-Lawton? If I can get enough information, I don't have enough information. The information I got on that is me taking somebody else's content. I don't have nothing exclusive on it. I try to piece together some things. We need that up. You know, Devin Ebron. I don't. Man, I can't believe they tied the game, bro. This a whole new ball game with 7 minutes left. I just pulled up, but did he do it? Yeah, he did it. You met any good men from Newark, New Jersey in the feds? I met some good men from Newark in the feds and on the street. Shout out to my man Al Sadiq Banks from New Jersey, man. But I met a couple good men from Newark, New Jersey. And both of them that I met could box too. Did Prophet cooperate? It looked like it, man. I read it, but you got to watch the 504 Street Stories Unplugged. I'm not going to go deep enough into it to make a video about them. I mean, I might read it here or there about it live. I'm not, I don't know Al Prophet personally. He don't never come off saying he's a street nigga and all this other shit. He talks that urban talk, but it's not that big of a surprise to me that something like that occurred with him. And in all actuality, I never really see him do a whole bunch of calling nobody else a rat or a snitch. But as a content creator that's in the lane that we in, it deserves a conversation at the least. Would you not agree? Somebody said I met plenty of hold on, Mo. I was like, damn, he did that shit after all the things he was saying about rats and shit. I don't see him talk about rats too much. I think he be saying certain things like everybody is a rat. Everybody is not a rat. I met plenty of good men from Newark, New Jersey, and the feds. Big Malik was one of them. Shout out to Big Malik too. Who did you meet inside that was cold with the law? Shoot, Isaac Wright. He from New Jersey, ain't he? He cold with the law. The government will hide your ass if they think you got power over an organization. Not only that, but let's not forget Larry Hoover and his associates had young black men registering to vote in the late 90s, right? And beyond. That's serious shit. You get a bunch of thugs and poor black young men from the ghetto to vote. Oh, my phone. Let me have to plug this joint up, but I ain't gonna get off yet. I'm cool and watching the game, talking a little law, talking a little Al Prophet. I was, what's the word? I wasn't surprised, but I was kind of, I'm gonna use the word thrown off. Can I get away with that? I'm gonna use the word thrown off. Hold on. I was a little bit thrown off when I got the information. And although it ain't no humongous secret where I got the information, but I got the information from a reliable source. And when I got the information from the reliable source, it came with receipts. So I know a lot of people don't care about this and don't care about that. Oh, let me get some ice. I better get that light out y'all face. Bruno a rap. Bruno did something like a 9-hour interview with the police on camera for 2 days in a row. Since we just talking, but that's a true bill. That's old news for real. That's old news. Ain't nothing new about it. Let me get some ice real quick. Supreme. I don't know. Wayne, King Tone, Booby Black, guys say so over their own. That's kind of true. Whatever happened to that young and face from Thug Life? Oh, Helene Flowers, big time, mega artist. You ain't hip? Go look at Helene Flowers, Hot Flow. Look him up on Instagram and Twitch. He one of the biggest, I don't know the name of that art form, but he had a specific art. He one of the biggest artists in Washington, D.C. I got an interview with him on here. Matter of fact, you can look it up on here. I got an interview with Halim on my channel. Go look up the videos or type his name in the search bar. Damn, Bruno rap. What Fed Joan he in now? And I heard his little brother, Kevin Core. Kevin bonafide man though. The little brother ain't. I can't say nothing about him. Don't want to say nothing bad about him. Can't say nothing bad about him. Did you jail with T Stuckey from Detroit? Nah, I wasn't never around T Stuckey. I heard some good things about him as a man. I don't know him. I ain't been nowhere with him. A couple of my homies was in Lewisburg with him though. I said something slick about him on here one time out of haste. I mean, I stand on what I said. I just said somebody sent me a video about something that I said and use what he was saying as an authority in the situation. And I responded to it while I was on live. And I mean, I can still stand on what I said. I said that I ain't never been nowhere with Detroit run the compound. That ain't no disrespect to Detroit. That ain't no disrespect to no single man from Detroit. That wasn't even no disrespect to him. I was just saying that me and my homies, everywhere we been, everywhere I've been and my homies been there, because I ain't been to every joint my homies been to, but every joint I've been to, we can skip Lawton, but Lee County, Leavenworth, Colorado, Gilmer. I never was nowhere where it was a bunch of them running nothing. Now, when I got to the FCI, I did meet more of them, but in the feds, I never seen no big old car that was just a Detroit car. You know what I'm saying? I seen those guys in Midwest cars, them, Chicago, Ohio, all of them together. I never seen 30, 40, 50, 100 of them. So that's not no bad thing, but I just didn't experience that in the feds. You ever look into the Hoover, Ralph Cox, Rico case out of Jersey? He was the first to plea out. Interested to hear your opinion. Nah, you might have to find a way to send me that message because I don't think I'm gonna remember that. But I'll check it out when I get down to just freelancing. They might hire Big U ass because they feel like he got say so over the Crips. But I thought he just got say so over the specific Crips where he from. You think he got say so over all, like a big nationwide amount of Crips? He say Big Dirk fell up under the Hoover indictment. I read that, but I don't. I mean, I heard that, but I don't see that in the paperwork, Lamar. Hey, Lamar, I said something slick on Instagram earlier, but I was typing fast. I hope you ain't. Well, I ain't gonna say I hope you didn't. I could tell by your response you ain't take it sideways. I was typing fast. I ain't mean it like if I was talking to you. I meant to tell you that, but I was driving while I was doing it. They feel like he do. Hold on 1 second. Let me see the score. I had to move the phone to plug the phone up. Man, OKC, where my man Juwan at? He ain't even on here. T Stuck, good man. That's what I heard. I heard that. I can't stamp that, but I heard that. And I heard it from good bona fide men. You know what type of niggas I be talking to. I don't be talking. I mean, I know regular stuff myself. I only talk to dudes that been in places I ain't been to ask a few questions. I had to put the glasses on to see this, John. I feel like I'm on the skybox over here. But they down 3 though. They made it a game though. They definitely made it a game. Well, you ain't even making sense. Sound like Gun and Car. You sound like Gun and Car. Y'all know what's up with Gun and Car, right? Gun and Car done hooked up with Team Alpo. Sending people a bunch of messages about me. Sad, bro. Gunning car over to jail, starving like Marvin. Hey man, I ripped the whole sheet. I wonder, can I still do it? I don't think. When do I want to? I don't know if I want to. I don't have to, so I ain't gonna do it. They gonna be mad if they lose this game right here. The joints sound like classics. Damn, it is good as shit. Or even the phone, the microphone good, they classics. Damn, he said they sound like classics. Somebody got great ears. They said them Jones sound like classics. What that sound like then? Since you got them supersonic ears, them joints sound like classics. That tough ass paper. Somebody said Patrick Starr. Patrick Starr wants to say that he's going to Diddy's party tomorrow. Okay. Okay, Patrick. I dig it. I dig it, Patrick. Nah, but I watched the video on Tanner. I thought they was bluffing. They called Shorty the #1 trigger puller. I said, damn, that's a name. Like, I ain't promoting it and I ain't in that mindset no more, but when I was young and wild, it meant something to have a name. I know he had a hell of a name. He called Shorty the #1 trigger puller. Now, I don't know if that's true. I ain't promoting that. But I'm just saying, I know who you talking about. I read about the dude Tanner, and I watched a couple videos about Shorty. I'm not even gonna say Shorty. I watched some videos about the brother. If Dirk get life, them drill rappers might switch up. Them drill rappers should switch up anyway. Is Nucci father still locked up? Booby? Unfortunately, yeah, he's still in right now, to my knowledge. I don't know the name. It come from Popular though. Somebody said them tough ass papers. What you smoke? Why is Nucci father locked up? Now, I had a feeling that I don't know, bro. Fuck, that ain't I don't know. You gotta look that shit up. I don't know. I told you some shit just not my business. That's a hell of a way to put it, Brick Baby. Did run around campaigning and his ass got elected. Listen, let me say this about that Brick Baby, Big U, loose cannon shit. I think sometimes y'all think I be joking when I say, oh, I ain't take it serious. The type of shit that they was talking about was comical to me. And what do I mean comical? I didn't know it was real. When they said they was seeing a nigga and ran down on him on the set on dead homies and shit, being as though it wasn't my culture, Now, even though it wasn't my culture, I'm not ignorant to it. I was in the feds. I was locked up around guys like that. I done been to L.A. on the streets. I done been to San Diego on the streets. I done been to Mexico on the streets. I just thought that if they was talking about something that was that serious, that they couldn't be. I just didn't think that they could do it. Now that I done read the indictment, I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna read through the paperwork on the indictment. But now that I done read the paperwork on Big U, the other dude, what they accused of is not comical. It's not like, it's not a joke. Like, I thought this shit was a joke. Now, I never seen Big U on no podcast. I only seen Brick Baby. And check this out. I only had seen Brick Baby on Instagram clips. I don't even watch Adam 22 Jumper. I don't even watch it. But if I'm looking through Instagram and I'm flipping through and it come through and they got a clip of it, that's how I get it. So I just started saying it, and then when I seen it, the next time I looked up, they say the boy locked up. And then when I read his paperwork, I got a video. I did a live on it, though. I ain't even take the time to do a whole video, edit it, and all that other shit. But the dude, Brick Baby, I don't know if I should say flashed the pistol or his shirt raised up, and they saw his pistol. Either way, they got a picture with a pistol on him. You know, the feds will charge you, and they don't even have the actual weapon, but they claim that they found the same weapon. Wedding cake. That looked like wedding cake a little bit. People do shit. Wedding cake cool. I'm on that goofies and gold dips. I ain't hip to a cold rat. Al is, yeah, Al disappointed me with that. But I don't know him. I can't say that I expected anything different. I mean, I don't know him. But I might, I don't know. It ain't that big of a story to me. I think I'm gonna pass on the content. I mean, I spoke on it tonight. I even used it as a title. But it ain't that big of a story to me to say, oh, Al Prophet is a rat. I never thought he was a gangster. Bruh, OKC came back. Oh, man, that's crazy, bruh. Them boys came back. Them boys came back. Brick Baby worked hard for that indictment. Man. But I think something up with Brick Baby. I hate to call somebody a rat, so that ain't a rat. So I'm not gonna call the dude a rat. But the dude got too many convictions and arrests to be on the streets and to be on supervision. Something funny about the situation. Number one trigger puller at like 22 and got a double life sentence and ain't do no telling. Sad story. Hopefully them guys get back and get a second chance at life. Tom Banks, I like the way you said that. And Shawty ain't do no telling, huh? Shout out to Tanner, man. Not for the drama, but for walking it like he talking. Like too many of these suckers do all this and all that and they go in and tell on everybody. That's crazy to me. I might do a story. For, I done started to realize that even if somebody else do a story, like, tell me this, whoever's listening and feel like interacting. I seen a story on Tanner already on YouTube. I don't even believe it was a dude from Baltimore who did the story, though. Not that he got to be from Baltimore, but I think that a Baltimore dude that was in the YouTube, I gotta see if V did one. But anyway, shout out to my man Stories with V. But I think that people that follow me like my style, like the way I break it down, like the way I look at it, I think they might want to hear my breakdown on it because I see that my Anthony Jones story did pretty good. And I didn't even do the whole thing. I just did the part about the wordy turgy, nergy, dirgy. That joint got like 100,000 views. Tanner had got poked up, but he got busy on the yard though. Where he got poked up at, Lamar? We do any story. There go V right there. There go V right there. You heard what I said, V? What's up, V? Make sure y'all subscribe to my man Stories with V. He say we do any story we want. Yeah. I think you saying where I'm from. I'm from DC, homeboy. Tanner had got poked up. I just did that Tanner story. Okay, I'm gonna have to check yours out, V. I ain't check it out. How long ago you did that story, V? Shout out from Omaha, Nebraska, 402. I did 16 in Colorado, ADX, and I'm home now. You did 16 in Colorado? What unit you was in? Who you was out there? You know, where you from? Oh, you say Nebraska. Who you know from, who you was out ADX with from DC? You know some of my homies? You was really out there, you playing? Yeah, indeed, that was a crazy comeback. Free to God about a month ago. All right, I gotta check it out. He say know a few old Muslim DC blacks. You don't know none of their names? Walaikum salam. I appreciate your love for Larry Hoover and shout out to Shorty G. Oh, Jerome Anderson, you must be from the Shy. You from the Shy? Oh, my homies speak highly of them. I never met Shorty G, but I feel like I know him. 2020 came home. Yes, sir. So he from the Shy. Shout out to the Shy. What advice can you give me getting out of the streets of DC? I'm in deep, bro. I'm out walls. I feel trapped. Bro, you might need to turn to like faith. I can't really tell you. It took me a long time to figure it out. I just got tired. Sometimes you can't get out of the streets till you get tired. He's my best friend. Who's your best friend, Hoover or Shorty G? Who's your best friend, brother? Free Hoover. Shout out to my Chicago men out there in here. Unc, you sad? Why I'm sad? Oh, Shorty G. Tell Shorty G Fly said, what's up, man? Jerome Anderson. I gotta remember your name. Tell Shorty G Fly said, what's up? He sent his love. He said the only name that rings bell is Babyface. For real? Will do. Okay, appreciate you. Yeah, I watched the Knicks Pistons. I still got this OKC joint on. Hold on 1 second though. The Grizzly ain't scored points for almost 5 minutes. Your video on Hoover is whack. Why? Why you feel like it's whack? You're entitled to your opinion. Why you think it's whack? Y'all think the video on Hoover is whack, y'all? Why you think it's whack? What did I do to make it whack to you? Nation of Islam headquarters in Chicago, you would think they would have more control of the youngest. Yeah, Tanner was connected to like 10 murders and stayed solid. Him and his bro real. I read that. Hold on 1 second, John. I wasn't hip to him though until somebody brought it up on the lab. V know him. Shout out to my man V. Last I heard, Tanner was out west at Atwater, holding it down. I got some homies in Atwater. Appreciate you too, Slim. What is DC like now? I mean, for a guy like me, I'm from DC, so I still function in the pockets where the natives at. But you know what I mean? DC is still DC. It's, it got his ways. He out Victorville, I believe. Yeah, I got some homies out Victorville too. You hip the Bam Bam from Shreveport. Yeah, I watched a couple of his videos. Parts of it is gentrified, but it's still a lot of originals here. Yeah, I mean, things happen in them junks. Just because he got poked up don't take away from his manhood. I've been stabbed in the joint. I done stabbed something too. In self-defense, so to speak. I wasn't nobody in there. I wasn't no bully or no vantage taker. He'll be all right. I see he done put some weight on since he got in. I know that's one thing prison gonna do. Yeah, he got hit, but he definitely hit back. 037, no question. Okay, V. Yeah, like that don't take nothing away from nobody from me. Oh nah, he held it down when he got poked. He ain't no pushover. Anything can happen behind them walls. That's law. And he cut up like a brick. Yeah, Shawty and Blast, it look like. He all right. Shit get a little different when you get locked up and gotta stand on them bodies you dropped on the street. Yeah, I've been around dudes that had all the names that was in the Washington Post. I seen them do time. I mean, some of them was still whirlwinds. Niggas with no wounds, never been to war. That's a good one. I like that one, V. Niggas with no wounds, never been to war. Damn. If he out Atwater, he out there with the homies, Black Jerry. I thought they said Jerry to ADX. Black Jerry is in he in Atwater. I think the dude Tanner, I think he in Victorville. I'ma look him up, man. I'ma do an update on Tanner, man. He a certified stepper from Baltimore. I'ma look him up. That's worth it looking up. Rest in peace, George. I look like Jim Jones. No, I don't. I don't look like Jim Jones. You ain't scored with that one. Nah, Tanner at Atwater, I just checked. Okay, he at Atwater? Yeah, I know some people in Atwater. If he in Atwater, he with the homies. I know for sure he with the homies. I know that's a DMV thing out there. Last I heard, he was at Atwater. I don't look like no Jim Jones, bro. You ain't scored with that one, bro. Nah, I ain't gonna say nah. I ain't gonna say he can't survive out there if he not with the homies. I ain't saying that. I'm saying that if he in Atwater, DC and Baltimore is together. That's what I'm saying. I ain't saying it because I ain't saying that, bro. That don't know. History books in the city forever, champ. And random budgets for like 2 years overseas them peoples. Mm. Yeah, I ain't saying that. That's what I'm saying as well. Okay. I'm just saying a man gonna be a man if they send him to the moon. He gonna do whatever he gotta do. It don't matter. You can send him to you could send him to Nigeria. A man gonna figure it out. Shit, Chavo, we gonna stand tall everywhere. Salute. 007, brother. Yeah, I ain't even making it an issue. I'm just saying, a man gonna stand tall wherever he at, bro. Tay, what that's his co-defendant? I ain't hip to him. I don't know who that is. That's his co-defendant? What part of Baltimore Charlotte's from? East? Where you from, V? Man, I got a little short video that did 100 and some thousand. Took his on the chin. Oh, Sandtown, code 17. Yeah, that's what they kept saying on the thing, Sandtown. I gotta remember that Sandtown. Shout out to Sandtown. Hey V, we gotta get together, man. I got kind of busy. You hit me. I was running errands, man. I kind of got a little off track. Nah, nigga take caught his own conspiracy, but he might have been intertwined somehow with Tanner, if I'm not mistaken, because he had two separate federal cases. Okay, Lamar, you be on point. Lamar, you went in on that crime and entertainment post. Talk about I ain't condoning nothing that's hot. I was like, man, I done kind of got to talking to you and him at the same time. Tay was the money and TTG was the muscle. Oh, that's how that go, V? TTG. TTG. Boy, you stepping. TTG boys, them boys was stepping, huh, V? But it's all one mob. Okay, V got the information. I buy V credible source for me. They say shorty. I ain't trying to be on no promoting or no BS, but they say shorty had about 12 joints. Shorty was turned up. The city was crazy at that time. Yeah, I remember that. 757 stopping through. We rocking with your channel. Appreciate the love, 757. Shout out to Ert. Tanner wasn't really in the light. It was more, if you know, you know. Yeah, that's what the case looked like. If you know, you know. So he was just getting started, basically. I feel you. Ooh. Damn. Charlotte crushed. Yeah, I dig it. Triple or double life at 23. Come on now, you gotta be a beast. Yeah, but psychologically, you gotta be strong too. You know, a lot of dudes break. They don't realize that they in another phase of life. And, you know, just like any other challenge in life, you know, sometimes you can still come out at the end of the tunnel. A lot of my homies did. Baltimore was definitely crazy around that time, especially after Little Scooter got hit. Yeah. OKC walked that shit down like Friday the 13th, didn't they? I was watching it. I was like, all right, they ain't got enough in them. They ain't got enough in them. Man, they ran that shit down, but Shawty got hurt. The worst day is when you realize these people gave you life and might die in the cell is the worst day ever. Can't disagree with you on that one. He shocked to hear that cat from the DC documentary you mentioned in your interview turned out to be hot. I don't know why. He was talking too much in the documentary. But I ain't gonna keep on bashing that situation, and it is what it is. It is what it is, man. What happened with Gotti from NFL? Did he get his time yet? Oh, that's a question for you, V. NFL. Y'all probably done for the season. That broke my heart. I was only watching the game to watch y'all. Mm. They might be done. 29 down. He said, roll the J. Nah, I'm done. I that right there. That got me. Yeah, my man's Fat Daddy is who we took the pick with that night. Crazy fight night. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. When he got released, right? He went to New York. Oh, I ain't even see that comment. Hold on. You know what's crazy? They let Tan out by mistake, and he went to the Tank Davis fight in Brooklyn before they caught him the next day at his girl house. Legendary. Yeah, yeah, that was wild. He went to the Tank fight. Fuck it. Sure. That's how I got hip to him. He went to the Tank fight. These niggas is funny, man. Yeah, niggas, hey, hold up. V said, yeah, niggas had the CO down to jail, so what they need to do for the men. Got him up out of there. These things hilarious. All right, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here, man. Free the man.